I know a lot of brands are actually debating whether or not they want to do this like whole Mother's Day campaign if they are not in that like giftable industry or like flowers or whatever. But we're actually going to share some examples of how you can tie this holiday with your email marketing strategy, even if you're not in that like specific industry.
It might be a little bit more hassle for you. It will cost more to your customer, but trust me, you will pick up some sales from having that options.
It was such a fun idea. It was like such a cool campaign. We like generated a lot of revenue, a lot of fun. Also that like community building aspect.
Pick a playlist or a list of restaurants, things to visit. Whatever it is, what's fun for you, just create it and share it with your audience.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Email Einstein, the podcast by Flowium. We are your hosts, Vera Sadlek
And Andriy Boychuk.
And we are happy to welcome you guys back to discuss all things Mother's Day. Hey, Andriy, what are your plans for Mother's Day this year? I know it's like far from the moment we're recording, but like, do you guys have any like traditions at home? Are you doing anything special on Mother's Day traditionally with your family?
Nothing unique, but typically we go to each, like to my mother-in-law, to my mother, like to give them flowers and sometimes gifts. And then later we'll probably go to restaurant for dinner, lunch or dinner with my family, with my wife and kids. So this is our
cute. Do you guys also celebrate Father's Day, or is it not such a big deal as Mother's Day?
No, we do.
Oh, cool.
Because we try to celebrate.
Because I just learned about like Father's Day when I moved to like Canada. And I think it's like more like a recent thing, the Father's Day. But Mother's Day obviously is like a big thing, but Father's Day is just like, I feel like it's getting more and more popular, and we will actually record like a whole separate episode about it. But today, you guys, we want to share some like exciting ideas for Mother's Day campaigns with you. Mark your calendar if you haven't already. Mother's Day this year is May 12th, and we celebrate moms in our lives, all kinds of moms, and we'll definitely talk about it today. But before we go to that like juicy part of our episode, Andriy, I have this like numbers from the research conducted by National Retail Federation.
I was trying to ask you this is typical question you always ask me. So go ahead. Okay. Let me guess.
Sorry. No, go ahead, Andriy. Go ahead.
But you probably have the answer. I was trying to ask you how much do you think people spend on Mother's Days here?
Oh, my question was different, but let me guess.
It's in billions. It's in billions.
Oh, okay. Then I might be like super off. $1 billion.
No, 36.
Okay, I was so close. Not really, but wow, 36, which is, I wonder how much is it per person? Like, what's the average spend per person? Well, if you like add the traditional brunch that a lot of people are doing, cards, flowers, stuff like that, it's a pricey holiday. And I think it's like so worth it, so well deserved. I actually have this like stats. Maybe you can guess what is the number one thing that people spend money on during that Mother's Day season. What is like the most popular category? Flowers are actually number 2. Yeah.
Candies? Sweets?
The number 5, candies and sweets.
Oh, come on. I'm bad today.
Actually, the number one thing is greeting cards. And I think it's kind of cool because email, if you think about it, is like an electronic gift greeting card almost. So, yeah. So let's see what we have.
Sometimes I go to pharmacy stores and they have like the entire row, like on both sides, with greeting cards, and I'm like, wow, it's so expensive to have those greeting cards. And you have like mega companies like Hallmark, where they just sell greeting cards. I mean, they have other stream of incomes like movies, series, blah blah blah, but big portion of their income is from greeting cards. And recently my wife bought a greeting card and she said like, whoa, I just spent $8 for greeting cards. I didn't know they are
Wow.
so expensive.
That's inflation for you, Andre. A few years
Yeah,
ago, they were like around $4, so $8, huh? That's expensive. I do
yeah.
actually buy them in bulk, but the generic one without like anything on them, just like a generic, like a thank you card or something, or just like a plain one. So
It's
I'm
like,
like guilty of that as well.
congratulations with a baby boy, and you bought the like 20 of them.
Do you remember, like in France, they had this episode when they bought this like banner, it's a boy, but it turned out to be a girl. So they just like added, it's not a boy or whatever. So I guess that's me and
So
the cards.
a funny thing about adding stuff to words, there's Under Armour famous T-shirt says the
Hmm.
hardest worker in a room, and
Right.
my coach in the gym wore the same T-shirt. I mean, with the same saying, and like came to me like I said, "You're missing the second," and he's like, "I didn't get it."
Who's the
Did you
who's
get
the
it?
hardest working now? Yeah. You see, conflict of interest. Well,
Okay, so we
anyways.
just lost probably half of our audience. So let's now continue with the Mother Day emails and email
Yes,
marketing
let's do this.
strategy.
Let's do this. Andre, actually, this
Sorry, I do apologize for all listeners. There's a big construction across the street. They're going crazy today, and I cannot mute them. So I do
it's New
apologize for
York
back
for
noise.
you. It's New York for
Yeah.
you. It makes it even more like, New Yorkish sounding. So
Authentic.
authentic. That's the word. That's the word. Andre, actually, this first idea that we're about to discuss.
So we'll have like 6 email marketing examples, strategy examples you can use for Mother's Day. But before we go over one by one, I just want to share cool stats that I found on Klaviyo website with the statistics. So on average, email marketing campaigns bring around like 730,000 for brands, but for all Klaviyo brands, not just
Mhm.
specific brands. They did the study for all Klaviyo, all brands that are using Klaviyo, and the
Mhm.
average attributed revenue for email marketing is 730,000, and for SMS is around like 30,000. So yes, it's
That's
much
true.
smaller, but it's still extremely important channel for you as well.
That's like still insane if you think about it. I know a lot of brands are actually debating whether or not they want to do this like whole Mother's Day campaign if they are not in that like giftable industry or like flowers or whatever. But we're actually going to share some examples of how you can tie this holiday with your email marketing strategy, even if you're not in that like specific industry. But yeah, thank you for sharing these numbers. They are crazy to me, honestly. I didn't expect
Yeah,
them to be that high.
and if you planning to do campaigns or specific campaigns for Mother's Days, we strongly recommend as a step number one to start preparing
Mm-hmm.
and start preparing early. And by preparing, I mean start collecting
Mm-hmm.
data about your subscribers. Are they male or female? Possibly, do they have kids? Do they have a wife or a husband? That information will help you customize and segment the list later. And also, we'll talk about it in our first example, but also to create different segment. And one of the most important segment would be like emails, a segment of people who should not receive your campaigns about Mother Day promotion.
Right. Yeah. And that's actually our first strategy that we wanted to talk to you about before we go into all of that, like other promotional emails that you can do. The trend that we've started noticing a lot, and honestly, that's something that we've been doing with like a lot of our clients, are this opt out Mother Day kind of emails. Andre, tell us more about it. Like, I think you were actually the first one who brought this idea to our team. So yeah,
I
tell us more
did.
about it.
I personally did not invent it. I just probably
Yeah.
noticed some other brands doing this, and I introduced it to the company, and we start offering this to our clients. By the way, this is how everything works. I follow million different brands from million different industries. Actually, we all do, and we even have a Slack channel where we share
Yeah.
different ideas what other brands are doing, and it's I mean, it gives us a lot of ideas what we can offer to our clients. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the strategy here is very simple: to send only one email. Simple email. It can be text-based email, or it can be branded email, but very short, with one call to action to ask people if they would like to opt out or stay out from Mother's Day promotion or any emails. Because for some people, it's sensitive topics, especially when you lost your mom. Let's say it's your mom died, or I don't know, something happened, and it's extremely sensitive topic for you, for your audience. So that's why it's nice to ask, but don't be pushy. Send one email, and that's it. If they opt out, great. Make sure to create the segment and exclude it from all Mother's Day campaigns.
Yeah, last year I received actually quite a few of those emails, and I can imagine how even these emails can be like triggering to someone, when you're just like receiving 10 different emails from 10 different brands. Hey, do you want to opt out from our Mother's Day like emails? Like, I always feel like sometimes they can be even more pushy and aggressive than the Mother's Day email itself. But that's just me. I don't know. What do you, Andrew, think?
I, I hear your point, but if you're doing this not your first year,
Right.
remember to save that response. And if the person first year said, "Do not send me anything about Mother's Day," do not ask that person next year. Like, nothing, trust me, nothing, probably
Hey.
nothing changed. So, and I mean, yeah, and maybe in the same email, it's a good opportunity maybe to ask about mother and father right away. So you collect two pieces of information. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I also don't want to give my like subscribers an idea that they can opt out of my emails at all. I mean, obviously that's an option, but I don't want necessarily to give them that option too often. What if they'll decide to unsubscribe from like other holidays as well? And that's such a big like marketing holiday for us. Anyways, they're just like, I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah,
I
but
did receive
I
quite a few of them actually.
but I would agree, I would agree with you. So we're giving ourselves too much credit as a brand. Let's say that people reading all our email from A to Z and they just following us. So maybe use it or not use it. It's up to you. Try it and see what kind of response you will get.
I actually started receiving Mother's Day emails already, believe it or not, and we are recording it, and it's still like February, right? But in
Is it
yeah.
is it by accident, you think, or it's real?
No, because in UK they celebrate Mother's Day and like I think like beginning of March or something, and I didn't realize that before I
I
moved to
see, I
UK.
see.
So that's like another important thing for you to like consider if you like sell in different countries. Hey, do not send this like Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day emails in May because it's like 2 months too late for UK people. So yeah, just
But
something to
by the
consider.
way, if you miss, we recorded two episodes earlier. Episode was there about UK versus US brand. I mean, shopping experience, markets, and so forth. And we spoke a lot about culture. So as Vera said, she's already receiving Mother's Day emails, but she's in UK. Also in September, I received Father's Day's email and from Australian brand, and I thought it was a mistake. But now I'm thinking maybe in Australia they also celebrate in September, so maybe it wasn't a mistake.
Maybe. And actually, I think all of this, like Commonwealth countries, they will be celebrating like similar holidays at the same time, except for Canada, because Canada is doing everything the same as US. So, yeah, that's like a little tip
Oh,
for you.
I did check it, so I was right. So in Australia, it's September 1st, the Father's Day.
Nice. And I mean, they kind of have to have some sort of like holiday that's like the same time as our, what is it, Labor Day, or what do we have like in September or
Mm-hmm.
whatever? Because I've noticed that all of the like countries, they have holidays at the same time, but they just like celebrate different things, which is like super convenient, especially if you're like work with like international community, right? So in Canada, we have identical holidays to you guys, but we celebrate different things. just because we are different, but basically we are off the same time.
If you're watching us on YouTube, there's few examples. One from Rock's Box. I don't like their header. Like, yeah, you can opt out, but here's get $25. It's like combination of transactional plus we trying to play nice and asking you for opt out.
Yeah, I'm in general not a fan of like brands adding that like menu bar on top of the emails. Yes, possibly it will help you increasing your click-through rates, but I mean the main traffic will not go through your main CTA, right? That's like a conversation for the whole another episode, probably.
I think the parallel I can make is like blasting one email to everybody.
Pretty much.
Well, can you hit more people? Probably yes. Will it help with the conversion? Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, so we covered the first strategy, and let's move on to the second one. And
the second one, the second strategy, I call it celebrate all kinds of moms. And that's like the point that we briefly touched on before. Basically, you don't need to be in that like giftable industry or whatever to be celebrating moms. I really like this email example from the brand called Wild One. I think it's like supplement brand for pets or something. They actually have this email that says to our favorite kind of mom, celebrating moms to the two-legged and four-legged or somewhere in between. Obviously, they're referring to like dogs and humans and stuff. But yeah, it's just like, it's the day where you can be fun with your copy and email designs. You can celebrate all kinds of moms. This other email that I think is very like smart and witty is the email by a brand called Clean Cult. And these are the cleaning supplies, basically. The most terrible probably gift that you can give to your mom is like the bunch of cleaning supplies for Mother's Day. I'm just like thinking about my mom. She wouldn't be happy about like receiving like new cleaning supplies for the house, right? But they actually worded it nicely. They say, consider this a gift for your home and Mother Earth. So they kind of worded it differently. And I think it's like super fun and super cool. And yeah, and the email design itself is very, very, very cute. And Sephora did this like huge promotion like a few years ago where they were celebrating mother figures, right? So they celebrated like women who like adopted kids. They celebrated different like women who are like artists known throughout their communities because they are like teachers and cultural advisors, and they have that like mom figure role. So the idea here is you don't necessarily need to talk about the actual mothers if you want to send emails for your Mother's Day.
Also on the same topic, I will add that nurturing, like celebrate all moms / like nurturing. If you are not in that giftable industry, let's say you're selling something that, I don't know, let's take a shock surplus. The clients, we spoke a lot about them, and we had Sean on our podcast before. They sell not socks, shocks. I would create a nurture campaign. You can not mention your products. You can create either gift guide or recommendation or something that will be useful for your audience. All people by default have mothers. Meaning it's our nature, so it's applicable to all brands. And based on my experience, like even from last Saturday, I send a campaign. It's a totally different industry. It's like non-for-profit. But I send a campaign not asking for money. What I send it, I shared with people printable posters that they can take to rallies. I didn't ask for any penny. I just say, hey, today is the second year of war in Ukraine. Here's posters you can print out and go to your local rallies. I didn't ask for a penny. And that campaign generated a few $1,000s from donations.
It's that like giving before asking thing, That's what I appreciate about like brands like yours.
So that's why it's amazing opportunity, the Mother's Day, to create something, which, by the way, you can reuse every year, maybe update some design or shift the order. But just I don't know, like pick a playlist or a list of restaurant, things to visit, whatever it is, what's fun for you, just create it and share it with your audience.
Yeah, actually, for Shock Surplus, we didn't do the Mother's Day, although I might rethink this strategy, but we did a really cool Father's Day campaign where we basically asked all of the Shock Surplus dads to share their favorite dad joke about cars. It was such a fun idea. It was like such a cool campaign. We like generated a lot of revenue, a lot of fun, also that like community building aspect. And we like showcased the pictures of like Shock Surplus employees who are like fathers with their families, with their kids. Amazing campaign. Maybe we're going to talk about it in one of the future episodes.
You know what? You know what? I would do something fun. I'm not sure how possible to do it, but your first mom's car or something, like in picture by the car, like when the audience can share it with you in advance, or maybe community, and you can feature them in that email.
That's such a cool idea. I actually love it. Yeah. Gosh, I wish I could feature my first car. It was such a, what's the word, English word? Beater? Is that a word? It was like such an old car. I shared it with my husband. It was Volkswagen Jetta. We drove it to like 500,000 kilometers, and I would definitely want to feature it in one of the emails. I just need to come up with a reason why feature this car. It was amazing. Such
just
a legend.
Because. And
just
put
because.
Put it in subject line, just because.
That's a good one. I can do whatever I want. I'm the admin in that account, right? No, I'm joking. Yeah. Okay, let's go to like more like typical, standard, kind of more expected kind of ideas.
Yeah, sure. I mean, of course, it's a great idea for you to run a sale. You need a reason. You can create a sale just because, but also you can create a sale because of Mother's Day. People are trained and expecting to get sales on a Mother's Day. There's a bunch of on the radio, on TV, you go to local mall, everything like Mother's Day sale. Mm-hmm. And here we have a few examples. I love this from Everlane. Lane? How do you pronounce
Everlane,
it? Everlane.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I love that collage of pictures with kids with and mothers, moms. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, but those like retro pictures, not the it's probably from what, 90s?
Yeah.
Or 80, 85, 90s. And I love that. Like, I love those vintage pictures. And they are adding some urgency, saying, hey, the last day to shop, to get it by Mother's Day, and free 2-day shipping.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they actually shared the pictures of them with their mothers, just like the team, the Everlane team or something, because it also says, since most of us can't hug our moms right now, we're offering a free 2-day shipping today. I think it was like around like pandemic time when they sent this email. So I think it was like super cute. And yeah, I mean, the email is amazing. Cool. And just like you said, all of the promotions and sales, they will start early because you need that like time for people to think, to pick the gift, to purchase the gift, but also to deliver. That's why I really love that like free shipping promos around the holidays. They are always a hit with our customers. So yeah, maybe that's one of the ideas.
Also, when you do sale, I would strongly recommend to give a reason why I should buy in your brand for my mom or for my wife. Why it's important, because I cannot talk for all guys, but just talking about myself, 50% off tells me nothing. Mm-hmm. But if you paint a picture why my mom or why my wife need that product or service or trip or dinner, how the life will be different or that moment will be different, it will be more impactful for me personally than 50% off.
Yeah. And actually, we have like one more example here. It's by a brand called Doe Lashes. And actually, we did something similar with one of our lashes brands that we work with last year. It's that like buy one get one free kind of deal, or in their case, I think it was like buy one get one 50% off. But the idea was that you can buy one set of lashes and get another one for free. So one is like for you and one is for your mom. So for you to like match or whatever. So I think the buy one get one is a really cool concept, especially around this holiday.
So the Brazilian Bam Bam should do something similar.
I mean, Andre, you've got to try it. It's like the third episode that we like keep talking. Your wife probably know about the brand. Like, ask her.
Listen, I
bet.
see those Bam Bams now all over the place. I saw it in the airport, in Sephora, anywhere I go. I see those Bam Bams.
You're
I'm talking
welcome,
about
Andre.
creams. I'm talking about cream.
Thank you for giving the background.
Oh, by the way, if you
You're
missed
welcome.
the episode, and the insider's joke, please go to the previous episode when I telling how to open the online store and the steps you need to take.
Yes, really fun episode to listen to. I might be biased, but I think it was a fun one.
Want to discover how much money your email marketing can actually bring you? If that's the case, let our team of email marketing experts show you how. With our free email marketing audit, we'll conduct a comprehensive analysis of your email marketing efforts, provide you with an action plan, and show you how to effectively segment and convert your audience. Simply go to flowium.com/audit and book your audit today.
Anyways, another strategy that we love around this holiday is called help them shop or help them shop smart. So there are a ton of ways of how you can like make your customers experience simpler and more enjoyable. Quizzes is one of them, gift guides and then as another way of doing that. And sometimes people get overwhelmed by all of this technology, but I'm really, really loving this example by a brand called Brilliant Earth. They created this super simple email and they had like a little quiz where they were asking like 4 types of questions. The answer to these questions, they were like color coded, gray, blue, pink, and green. And basically you had to answer the questions about your mom and her everyday style. And then based on what the majority of your answers were, they had like recommendations for the product. So for example, if majority of the answers were gray, these are the gifts that she will like. If you picked like pink answers, this is like the type of gifts that your mom would appreciate. And I think it's a super cool idea because you kind of help them to navigate through tons of different SKUs that you have on your website. But also it's such a cool idea because it does not require you to have any like additional technology. There are a ton of amazing like apps and technologies, and you can build this like expensive email. But honestly, you can do the same thing with less resources and the effect is going to be about the same.
I never see this before, but this is such an amazing email, and I love the concept. It's very easy to follow. It's like easy to navigate. You don't need to go to any like outside of email. You can just scroll, and I like their categorization for like under $100, under $250, under like $500.
Such a cool idea. I love that. I bet this email was created by like a 90s kids because we did have this type of like quizzes and this type of like things and the magazines from the early 2000s. And I love that kind of things. Like what kind of chips are you? What kind of Disney princess? We talked about it, but like I'm a sucker for all this kind of stuff. And I even know what kind of like potato I am. That's like my favorite. Apparently I'm like a Irish fries or whatever it is. So that's like my kind of potato. Well, anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
Unless you know what kind of potato are you, Andre?
No, I'm not, but I wanted to say that I love the the breed of potato. I don't know how to say it, like the golden one. It's like until I tried that one, I thought all potato tastes the same.
Subscribe to our emails. Subscribe to our emails for recommendations for email marketing
Potato.
recommendations and potatoes recommendations. Yeah.
Yeah, potato recommendation, and also if you want to see Vera's beater car, like subscribe, and we won't send one just because.
Yeah, just because email newsletter. I love that for us. Cool. One more email that I really, really love. It's kind of like a gift guide email, but not really. It's by a brand called Ippolita. And it's like another jewelry brand. Obviously, jewelry is such a statement piece, such a like Mother's Day kind of email. But I love that they created an email not around products necessarily, but more around like moms and like mother stories. And they actually featured the founder and her mom in that email, but they also featured like Zoe Kravitz and her daughter in this email because she's apparently like the co-owner of that brand. So yeah, so while they were promoting the products, they also promoted like the pictures of their moms, which made this email so personable. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what I said earlier about this, make it people see the feel to have a feeling about your emails, and they will more likely to buy versus like, hey, here's a
Mm-hmm.
product, here's 20% off, here's a free shipping, buy it now or the sale will end.
Yeah, you're selling an experience, right? You're selling the difference between where a person is and where they will be or where they want to be. So that's what you're selling, actually. Andrew, I think this is like your example by Stephen Allen.
Yeah, I was just trying to find some great examples of gift guides as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is also like curated email with some products, not much, but they have different titles. So caring
Mm-hmm.
for you, and they have different brands. Watching over you, they have different watches. So they
I
playing
think it's so
with
clever.
watches, and trying your shoes as all kids. Oh, sorry, not all, but mostly like girls trying mother shoes, but probably guys as well. I don't remember myself in the childhood, but we trying parents' shoes, and it's such
It's a very clever way to
yeah, yeah.
organize the email. I love that.
Thank
I
you,
love
thank you.
that. Yeah, another cool idea is that I liked. Again, another gift guide, but it's very different in the terms that they worded it differently, and they said gifts to their door. And basically, the idea here is that this brand, they were promoting the gifts that are like super small that will be delivered in time. And actually, the gifts are so small, the smaller items will even fit through the letterbox, and that's their whole sort of like spin. Something like so small that you can like literally fit into the letterbox. So no matter whether your mom is at home or not at home, they will receive this package in time for Mother's Day. And now when I'm like looking at this email, I realized that it was from one of those like British brands because apparently here is the entire thing to receive your package. You need to be at home. You need to be like waiting by the door to receive the package. It's the whole thing. So yeah, it's very cool concept for like British brands. Maybe for you guys in America, it's not such a big like problem, right, to deliver or to receive the package. So maybe stay away from this idea if you are in the States or Canada.
Yeah. So next strategy is to stay away from sales.
Mm-hmm.
Again, honestly, a big believer that yeah, there's different groups of people, but also it's an option to stay away from sales. And instead of selling your products or doing some kind of promotion, just remind that. And I like this Tuft and Needle
Mm-hmm.
brand that you show an example, and they have two boxes, the top images, and on one box is text your mom, and on another call your mom, and text is like crossed out and call. So it's very direct call to action, like, hey, instead of texting, call
Mm-hmm.
your mom. I think it's very clever clever
Yeah.
email strategy, and just reminds us that calling, talking is more personal than texting.
On the other hand, Samsung did this entire Mother's Day campaign around texting, and they actually picked like different funny messages from like moms or like people who received from their moms, and they actually were promoting obviously their phone. I think it was like back in 2018 or something. So they were like promoting their phone, but in a funny way. I really like this message from someone's mom that said, "How do I hashtag your brother?" Like, what? What do you mean, how do I hashtag our brother? Or like this message from a mom that said, "I took a selfie of your dad." Like, that's the whole point of selfie, right? That it's like a selfie. Oh, and this one is my favorite. The mom sent a message, "Want to get some ice cream?" And she had like a lot of poop emojis. Apparently, she thought it was like a chocolate ice cream or something. So, yeah, text your mom, call your mom, do whatever you want.
A story about emoji. One of our team member Uzair, he used to work with us last year, I believe, and you know that praying emoji where you
Right.
have like two hands. And he was thinking this. I mean, the way he saw it, and he explained it to our team. He thought it's like high five, you know.
But that's the thing, Andrew. Did you know that that's originally how they planned this thing to be?
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, that's the thing. I read somewhere that they originally came up with the idea that it's going to be like a high five, but then people sort of like understood it completely differently. And then the guy posted this like message saying like, "Now I feel bad because I was always like high-fiving whenever I saw the news about like terror attack or something." And he thought that he was like praying, but the original idea was the hi-fi.
Oh,
Anyways,
wow. Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, okay.
But I mean, it became the thank you or the prayer or whatever. So we
So
came up.
ice cream with ice is not a ice cream, correct?
No,
The
that
brown
like
ice cream, brown ice cream with ice is not ice cream.
yeah, no, stay
Okay.
away from that like emoji. But I think it's such a cool idea, right? Like they were promoting the phone, but at the same time, it's something that all of us can like connect with. I did receive my fair share of like funny messages from my mom too, but I'm not gonna share them because my mom is listening to this podcast. So yeah.
Hi to yours, mom.
Yeah. And actually, Andre, maybe you saw a few years ago, they had this promotion. I think it was like American Greetings World or something, like a greeting card company. They had this like social experiment where they were like auditioning people, or not auditioning, they were like hiring people, and they had like an
Hmm.
interview. They were like interviewing people, and they basically created this like a fake job interview for director of operation position that required the applicant to work 24/7, 365 days a year with no breaks and no pay. And actually, at the end of that video, you might have seen it because it was so viral. At the end of that video, it actually was revealed that the job was actually being a mother. So, yeah, it was like kind of like a
Oh,
sweet
wow.
and fun way. And they were also saying that the clients are very like demanding, that they like give you no breaks, that you have to be available 24/7. And like the reaction of people was like shock. But then turned out that they were like describing of how it is being a mom. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
cool.
tough.
Okay, and the last one, but a very also powerful strategy that we use all the time is actually last minute Mother's Day emails and emails with countdown timers. So you just want to create that like sense of like urgency around your campaigns. If you guys offer some sort of like gift cards, this is your day to shine, because believe me, a lot of customers will be looking for that like last minute gift for their moms. So do deliver some like gift card promotions early in the morning so they can purchase it. Or if you say offer like an express shipping or something, you can promote it as well, like few days before the actual Mother's Day. So here's like a good example by one of the jewelry brands. They basically said that if you order today by like this time, order by noon today and receive it tomorrow with an expedited shipping, right? So if you offer that, that's also like a big thing. But
And if you
yeah.
don't check out the expedited shipping,
Mhm.
it might be a little bit more hassle for you. It will cost more to your customer, but trust me, you will pick up some sales from having
Mhm.
that options on such holidays.
Right, right. And I mean, it's in general, it's a good idea to have that like shipping option for your customers, because there are some people who are like willing to pay to get the product delivered ASAP, and you definitely don't want to lose that customer, right?
Actually, I did not buy from some brands because of that.
Really?
Because and I even message them through chat on the website
Mm-hmm.
and ask them like, listen, can you send me expedited? I'm willing to pay more. And they like, sorry, but we don't have that option. Like, okay, that's
Mm.
fine. But this is how they kind of lost me.
But you
One
guys
thing
are
that,
spoiled Americans. I love that.
oh,
I love that for you.
no, I'm just procrastinator with gifts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sometimes like a lot of work I have to do, a lot of tasks to do, and then
Oh,
I'm like,
come on.
oh, I forgot to buy a gift, or sorry, I didn't
Right,
forgot to buy it, but there's not enough time
right. No, I see what you're
to
saying.
yeah. And one more thing that I would like to say or to mention is to have a chat on the website and not
Mm-hmm.
AI, if
Oh, yeah.
possibly. If you're working 9 to 5, like have that chat available only maybe for this holiday, but you will pick up more clients. I
Mm-hmm.
personally, if I'm buying a gift, especially some either jewelry or something very personal,
Pricier. Yeah.
but yeah, like personalized, yeah, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I typically like to chat and confirm, like, does it work like this? Will it look like that? Or like, would you be able to deliver to my address by this date?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you're a big fan of this like automated AI chatbots. We
No,
kind
I'm
of,
not. Come on.
yeah, I said fan. I said
I see, I
fan,
see.
Andre. Yeah,
But
that's
people
like
who
the
are listening, they
universal.
don't see your 4 fingers.
Okay. Yeah, so Andre is very like anti AI support chats, and I do kind of agree with you. I'm on the same page with you, because like when you're going to chats, normally like you've exhausted all of your options and you actually want to talk to someone, and not like the same thing that would send you the link to the same blog that you just like went through, or to the FAQ section. But yeah, well, anyways, I actually, going back to that, like putting things to the last minute, I really like this email by Postable. It was very simple. It's like literally 2 lines email. It's almost Mother's Day. Schedule your card now so you don't forget. Stamps are still free, and we have tons of new designs. Browse the cards. So basically, this is the service where you can like pre-schedule the cards and send them and stuff like that. And yeah, and they
Not, not,
actually,
not bragging, but maybe a little bit bragging. We're like talking right now to work with them.
ah, I wish we could get them as a client or
Yes,
just
as a
as a
client, as a
partner.
client. No, no,
Oh,
they need some help.
yeah, you guys, your emails are terrible. You definitely need some. No, I really actually like this email. It's like so simple, so to the point. Really good job, Postable. Yeah,
Cool, cool, cool.
cool. Okay, Andre, you're a fan of countdown timers, so you can like briefly walk us through
Yeah,
this.
same strategy applies. Typically, we say, "Hey, the last countdown timer for sales to end,"
Mhm.
but also you can use the countdown timer to last day to get the product before the Mother's Day, or less chance to get the gift card and so forth. So use countdown timers strategically as well.
I love how you're struggling with pronouncing the countdown timer. It's so cute. Yeah, no, but they are actually really cool, and they're like super simple to add. You might need like a third party app to do that, but it's not a rocket science. And we actually do have a video about it, Andre. Do we? We do have a video
Yeah,
about like
yes, we
countdown
do, we do
timers. So we
on
will
YouTube.
share it. Yeah, so we will share it in the description box as well. Go and watch it. It's pretty simple when you know how to do that, but it's like a powerful feature that can change your life, honestly. Cool. So there you have it. 6 amazing strategies for you to try this Mother's Day. Let us know how it went. Let us know if we missed anything. If there are anything else you can suggest. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you. See you next Tuesday. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Hey, if you're watching this and you like what you see, please hit subscribe and hit the bell because it helps us grow our channel.